Monday. I didn't come in yesterday, just wasn't feeling great, and thought, hey, I need the mental health day and everything else. So good to be here on Tuesday morning, and got a guest with me today. Let me get the camera going. There he is, Will Grice. and Will, remind me your title. Will is with the office of Representative Robert Adderholt. Field director, is that right? Or?
No, well, close. I'm the district field representative.
Field representative.
Working out of the Jasper office here.
There we go. And always a lot of things going on, especially over the last few weeks. I've watched your Facebook page, and you've been all over the state going to some different events, especially for America 250. And over the weekend, you were at America 250 in Washington, D.C., and got to take it in all up close and personal.
Yeah, it was an amazing time to be in the nation's capital and just see everything that was going on, all the festivities. And, one of the cool things was, typically when you think about Washington, D.C., it's one side versus the other.
Right.
And, this was at least a few-day window where everyone just came together and was proud to be Americans.
Yeah, and that's usually it takes something significant as far as a terrible tragedy or something like that to bring us all together. So it was,
right.
It was good. It was actually a party to celebrate our country.
Right. Absolutely. And like I said, to me, it was just interesting. I mean, DC is a pretty international city anyway. I mean, there's a ton of embassies and, a lot of people do business, so to speak, with the federal government, but just seeing all the different nationalities, the different people represented there, decked out in their red, white, and blue stuff.
Right.
I got in an Uber, and the cab driver was from Pakistan, and the first thing he said was, "Happy 4th."
Right. Yeah.
It's just awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, and I know you well enough to know that a lot like myself, you're quite the people watcher.
Yes.
And I can only imagine how incredible it was to be a people watcher in Washington, D.C. over this past weekend.
Well, especially when you add in the heat.
Right, yeah, and the weather and everything else.
I never, I've been to Africa and came to Alabama and was like, hey, I need to go back to Africa because Alabama's hotter than where I just came from.
Right.
Never in my imagination did I think in July I would go somewhere and then come back to Alabama and think, man, this weather's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool here, right?
It's cool here, yes. It feels wonderful.
So what was it? It was a heat index of like 107 or something on the 4th of July?
Boy, it felt like it. And, they had, there's a lot of concrete and asphalt in the city anyway, but they also had cement barricades out on a lot of the streets, and so a lot of places you had to walk was around them and next to them, and
yeah,
those things are just like it's like hot stone massage things.
Right,
like
they just absorb it
and then put it back out.
Oh, man.
Like it's so whatever the temperature was, there was also the concrete also doing its part.
Yeah, yeah. It's like sometimes early in football season, especially on a turf field, the field's like 150 degrees.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can only imagine how bad that would have been. And then you had to deal with thunderstorms and things like that coming in too.
Yeah. It the plans on the 4th itself definitely had a few changes take place, and that was interesting to watch. But ultimately, the fireworks still went off, and everybody was still able to celebrate.
Now, did you bail before the fireworks?
Well,
you kind of had to.
I was going to say everyone had to.
Yeah.
There were some holdouts. I don't know who won that battle.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I went back to the hotel because I was looking at the radar and I was like, there's no way, because we're from Alabama. We all know how to look at radar and figure out which way storms are going. And, there for a while, the storms were going around D.C. and even, because they were doing I was there several hours before. And in the main Salute to America 250 thing at the base of the Washington Monument. And they were doing I don't think it was all Air Force, but primarily Air Force flyovers and acrobatics. And they put on a show, for everybody. But as they were doing that, we could see the clouds coming in. There was lightning to our left, lightning to our right. But so far, it looked like the storms were kind of going around. I don't know if it's a terrain thing, if it's a thing with the temperature like we were talking about, where something weird happens with the air, but it looked like there was a storm, a pretty significant thunderstorm that was headed straight for us.
Yeah.
And so, wisely, they made the decision to ask everyone who had been waiting in the heat for many hours to give up their seats and go to safety and some of the museums and build. I went to the Ronald Reagan building, and so after waiting for a while, I was like, I just don't see this happening.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to the hotel.
And you've already been in the heat all day long anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I bailed. So I didn't actually get to be there for President Trump's speech, but I was there for the fireworks and a few other things that weekend.
Yeah, yeah. And you could watch the speech on TV too.
Yeah, yes, and the air conditioning.
In the air conditioning.
Yeah.
Well, what were some of the? Were you were there officially in your position, right?
Yeah. So I went up. Actually, worked the whole week in D.C. So showing up to the office Monday through Thursday. Friday, of course, everything was shut down. That was the technical holiday day. Congressman Adderholt, we had a group of about 40 people on that Friday on the 3rd who he was giving a tour of the Capitol. And so I got to help with that, participate in that. But yeah, I spent a whole week working up there, got to kind of see how things work. I've been up there before, like when the House was in recess, but I've never been up there in our office when the House was actually in session.
Right.
And so getting to see that interaction and how that works was really enlightening.
Is it pretty similar to what we see in? I've never been to Washington D.C. for anything like that for sure, but I've been to Montgomery so many times. Is it similar to what you see in the State House in Montgomery, just at a much bigger level?
Somewhat.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some similarities, but there are also some big differences.
Yeah.
I think one of the big differences is it's just like you said, it's on a bigger scale, and like, when you go to Montgomery, a legislator may get pulled out for this meeting or that meeting, but for the most part, they're in the chamber because they've got a limited amount of time too.
Right,
like,
that's true.
They can't just meet. Like they're limited by the Constitution and the numbers of days, so they really have to make it count.
Right.
Which is not to say that Congress doesn't, but they're on a different time frame.
Yeah.
And so, there's a lot more meetings outside of the chamber, things going on outside of the chamber that happen in Montgomery. But, the basics of legislating is still there.
Yeah. If that's the case, I would love to watch it just because that's the thing that I like when I have been in Montgomery for different things is seeing a lot of the actual work goes on in the hallways.
Yes.
And
yes.
all the talking and the different things like that. That's where the game's played out.
Right.
So I'm sure it would be like that in D.C. for sure.
Yeah. Well, and not even just like related to legislation. Like I said, I mean, you've got congressmen and women, they've got this school group that's come up. And so they're meeting them on the steps and taking a picture with them. And, this constituent has asked for a meeting and about a cause that's, important to him or her.
Right.
So it's some of it, of course, is legislative, but there's a lot of it that's just, general constituent service work that goes on.
Now, what was your favorite part of the week being up there during the Independence Day holiday and that sort of thing?
Man, I think I would have to say a Capitol Fourth, which is a TV program that PBS broadcast, and it's been going on for almost 50 years. I think it was like the 46th, 47th, something like that. They had a bunch of musical guests come up, and they're on the west lawn of the Capitol.
Right.
And so I got to go in early to that, got great seats, got to see Trace Adkins,
Brandy Carlisle.
Brandy Carlisle.
That's my wife's favorite musician. She's going to be so mad when I go back and tell her, hey, Will saw Brandy Carlisle like 50 feet from her.
Right. Kool and the Gang, Chicago. That's who I know. My mom was really jealous that I
Right.
got to see.
Yeah.
But the only thing with that, because usually it's on the 4th, and then that's kind of the lead up to the big fireworks and all that.
Right.
Well, I mean, this was 250, so there was a lot of other stuff going on, and so they still did it. They did it the day before,
Right.
and they actually did the fireworks from Mount Vernon, which was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that is cool. I could only imagine how many fireworks shows were going on in Washington D.C. That week. Probably.
You know what I learned?
What's that?
So, and this was from my Uber driver. So if it's wrong, blame him.
Blame him. Yeah.
Like in Jasper, in Jasper city limits, you can't shoot off fireworks. In most cities, in the city limits, you can't shoot off fireworks.
Right.
In Washington D.C., you can shoot off fireworks.
How about that? Any day of the year?
I suppose, yeah.
I'm gonna try that.
Go up,
Yeah.
go up there in like December. or
Yeah, just the
something,
middle of
and-
December and shoot them
yeah.
off like right in front of the Lincoln Memorial.
Right, right.
I bet I'd get in trouble.
You might, yeah. Well, and that's, I guess technically that's federal park grounds.
Right,
but
that's true,
So
yeah.
maybe like across the street you could do it.
Yeah,
you know.
I'll figure out the proper way before I get there. And I'll call you so you can get me the right certification.
Right, right.
What were some of the things that surprised you as far as, hey, this is pretty cool?
I mean, it's just really a surreal moment. Like I said, having Gary Sinise was there at this concert doing a tribute to the armed forces and all that kind of stuff. Just seeing all of the 250 stuff going on in our nation's capital. I mean, it's impossible to be in D.C. without being really aware of the giants whose shoulders we're standing on. I mean,
Right.
literally, like the monument to Washington and Lincoln and like they are giant monuments.
Right.
Just giant buildings, and you're just kind of there, subconsciously it just kind of, that you're part of something that's a lot bigger than yourself.
Yeah.
And just the surrealness, I think, of being in that place at that time when America turns 250 was something that like I said, I mean, I doubt I will ever, I don't think I'm going to make it to the next one.
Right. Yeah.
But just being there for that was just an incredible experience, just soaking it all in.
And I know you'll take this as a compliment. You're such a political nerd anyway.
Right.
That
right.
it had to be such a special moment for you.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Yeah. Because I can imagine I'm similar, and I'm sure I would just be looking around like pinch myself.
Yeah.
That I'm here in the middle of this today.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I think that was really cool. And I know you've had a lot more America 250 events that you've been going to, and there's still more coming. Let's take a break and hear from our sponsors real quick. And when we come back, we'll talk about some of the other events that you've attended throughout Alabama. And also, I know there's one event coming up tomorrow that we can even participate in Jasper. So
Absolutely.
We'll talk about that. Let's hear from our sponsors, and we'll be right back here on Live at 9 with James Phillips on WJLX.
Young Jewelers. That name has been a part of Jasper for a long, long time. As a matter of fact, for 3 generations and over 70 years, Young Jewelers has been located in downtown Jasper, striving to earn your loyalty with quality and customer service. Young Jewelers has set the standard in diamonds, jewelry, and gifts. You can afford to have a diamond from Young Jewelers. Our friendly staff can assure you of that. And you're always greeted with a smile and a genuine concern for your needs. Whether it's custom design work or diamonds from one of the name brand vendors, a consultation at Young Jewelers will have you feeling confident you've made the right choice. Young Jewelers, located across from City Hall on 19th Street and online at youngjewelers.com.
Start your story at Bevel State Community College. Whether you need seamless academic transfer classes, high-wage, high-demand career technical or health science programs, rapid training opportunities that get you into the workforce quickly, dual enrollment or adult education courses, Bevel State is your community college for a quality education. Visit bscc.edu to learn about our convenient and affordable options to make your future visible. Your story starts at Bevel State.
Carl Cannon, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Corridor X, and Jasper. We're more than just a new car dealer. We're a certified pre-owned dealer, too. As a used car dealer in Jasper, we have access to a wide variety of used cars from across the area. As a new Buick, Chevy, Cadillac, and GMC dealer, we have the latest models that GM provides from 4 amazing brands. Let us show you around our dealership. With so many options, we're sure you'll find what you're looking for. Browse our inventory online at carlcannon.com. When other dealers can't, Cannon can. Carl Cannon, Corridor X at Industrial Boulevard in Jasper.
Hi guys, I'm Dr. Martin Roberts, owner of Jasper Veterinary Clinic. 3 years ago when I set out to open my own clinic, Pinnacle was my bank of choice to help that dream become a reality. Recently, when we needed to expand and had the opportunity to acquire property adjoining to ours, I made one call to Wayne and he set those wheels in motion. If you have banking needs, give Pinnacle a call.
Hello everyone, I'm Drake McKenzie from All South Land and Timber. We have been banking with Pinnacle Bank for over 25 years. The customer service at Pinnacle Bank is first class. We highly recommend banking with Pinnacle Bank for all of your financial needs.
I'm Robin Reed Allen, Chairman of the Board of Pinnacle Bank. Come see our team and make Pinnacle Bank your bank too.
Pinnacle Bank, member FDIC.
If you're craving great food in a place that feels just right, it's time to head to Jake's on 4th in downtown Jasper. From stacked made-to-order burgers to hearty favorites fresh off the grill, every dish at Jake's is cooked with care and full of flavor. It's comfortable, relaxed, and always welcoming. Whether you're meeting friends, enjoying a casual dinner, or just want a laid-back spot with great atmosphere, Jake's on 4th delivers every time. Located at 1810 4th Avenue South of downtown Jasper, Jake's is open Wednesday through Saturday with lunch from 11 to 3:30 and dinner 5 to close. Jake's has great food, an easygoing vibe, and it's a place you'll want to come back to. Jake's on 4th, fine dining done the Walker County way.
Hey, this is Nick Norris from The Game Managers. Every Friday afternoon at 6 on WJLX, Patrick Hanna and I break down the news of the week in sports. From local high school games to the biggest moments in college and the pros. No hot takes for clicks, just sports news, real analysis, and the conversations you actually want to hear. If you like sports as much as us, then make The Game Managers part of your Friday nights. We'll see you there.
The sound of Walker County on 101.5 is WDXB HD3 Pelham, W286BM Jasper, an iHeart radio station. Listen on the free iHeart Radio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
You're listening to Live at 9 with James Phillips, presented by Young Jewelers on WJLX.
And we're back on Live at 9 with James Phillips. Thanks to all of our sponsors. You just heard from several of them during the break, and especially thank you to Jake's on 4th and Young's Jewelers. Will, I know I've seen you at Jake's on 4th, so you
that is an amazing place to eat.
What's your favorite?
It's the hamburger. They've got like caramelized onions. I don't know what all they put on it, but it's heaven.
Everybody tells me that they love, and I haven't tried the hamburger. That's one of the only things I haven't. But mine, the ribeye sandwich is the thing I keep going back to a lot.
Yeah.
And the bologna sandwich.
Yeah.
But man, I got to try the hamburger next. They'll be open. Go to Jake's tomorrow. They're closed, and they were closed all last week. So I bet there's going to be a ton of people there tomorrow. And then Young's Jewelers, we all know what a staple they are in downtown Jasper. And they're already beginning their process of building the new location, which is going to be really cool in downtown. Will Grice is joining me today. He is the district field representative for Representative Robert Adderholt's office. He's the Jasper guy, and he is a Jasper guy. He's from Jasper, lives here, and has been spending a lot of time at some America 250 events, especially the ones in Alabama. If I'm not mistaken, you said that Congressman Adderholt is on the he was on the board for the 250 in Alabama.
Yeah, he was on both the National 250 Commission and the State 250 Commission.
Okay, and so you've been representing him at a lot of the different events.
Yeah, so I mean, like huge shout out to the Alabama State 250 Commission. It was chaired by Senator Arthur Orr. Representative Pascal was on it. A lot of American Village help. Steve Murray, the director of the State Archives. Her name has escaped me, but lady who used to be in charge of Battleship Park down in Mobile. Everybody who was involved put in so much work and so much effort to making sure that the state of Alabama did it right.
Yeah.
And
I heard some people complaining about our representation at the state fair in D.C. that we didn't have enough. So I'm glad that statewide we put it out there.
Yeah, well, and they put together. I mean, just some of the so one of the things. A lot of credit to the legislature is they did set aside some money to help communities celebrate.
Right.
So there were grants that communities could apply for to help with whatever their celebrations were. I mean, it couldn't be like a celebratory trip to the Virgin Islands for the mayor.
Right.
But,
and there were even some grants, I believe, to help with advertising of local events and things like that.
The state set aside money. They gave every county a Liberty Tree.
Oh yeah.
Which was a thing. They developed curriculum that actually ended up being used by a lot of the other states for their 250 education, really engaging with the schools. And one of the cool things is I really got to know the folks at American Village. And folks, if they hadn't been to American Village, it's some of their exhibits I would say are on par with Disney World.
Oh yeah.
It is an amazing place. History comes alive. Such a dedicated staff, and I can't. My office is right down the hall from Dr. Willingham.
Right.
And I came back and I was like, hey, you got to get your kids there.
Yeah.
It's an amazing thing. But yeah, there were celebrations in Montgomery. There were celebrations all over. And, a lot of those I got to participate in and go to.
Yeah, American Village, for anybody who doesn't know, it's in Montevallo. Is it on the campus of University of Montevallo?
No.
It's near it, though.
Yes, it's near it.
But it's in Montevallo, and, I mean, it takes you back in time to the beginning of our country, and you can go any time of year. It is a really, really cool place to visit.
Yeah, and they've got a replica of Mount Vernon. And when I say a replica, I don't mean like a tabletop replica. I mean like they've recreated Mount Vernon, and you can get a picture taken in front of it.
Yeah.
They've got Independence Hall. They've got just some cool programs. Like talking about being a political nerd. Like they've got a program that I wish I had participated in high school, where like they've got a room that kind of recreates the Constitutional Convention room.
Oh yeah. That's
so like high school students, they'll give them homework before they come, and they either take the Federalist side or the anti-Federalist side, and then they come in and actually debate, have the debates that the Constitutional Convention had. And so, if you can nerd out there.
Right. Yeah. I need to go back. It's been years since I've been, and I went there the first time was when I was in high school. I was in Boys State, and it was at Montevallo that year. And we went to American Village, and it was just a really eye-opening experience to see.
Absolutely. And they're getting ready to open a museum with the largest collection of George Washington stuff.
Oh,
so different personal items, letters, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so.
That's cool. Now you've been to a lot of small towns for this. Even in Jasper, we had the murals and mules and American made event, and they planted the tree that you mentioned right in front of Jasper Civic Center. What's been one of the coolest or a couple of the coolest events that you've been to in the state through this?
Well, I mean, obviously the event that they had at Montgomery, kind of the state's 250 kickoff, was quite cool. They had Randy Owens playing Dixieland Delight.
Oh, yeah.
And all that kind of stuff.
Nobody added the words they added at the Alabama games, did they?
Not in front of Governor Ivy.
Okay, that's good.
She's an Auburn grad, so not in front of the governor.
There we go.
Some probably wanted to.
Right.
But yeah, so flyovers, that was incredibly cool. But also just like you said, I mean, a lot more meaningful, I think, are a lot of the celebrations that a lot of the local smaller communities have had, because they're involving their school kids, they're honoring their veterans, and Fayette, they had a really great program a few weeks ago.
Yeah. What was it made theirs so good?
Well, it's mostly the involvement of the school kids. I thought, you could tell that they had really internalized stuff. Cordova had a fantastic talking about school kids. So the tree in front of the Civic Center is one purchased by the city of Jasper.
Okay.
The official Walker County Liberty tree is in Cordova.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and so they had a big ceremony, and it was so cool. The kids, like elementary school kids, came and sang, but they also helped plant the tree. Like, they were all throwing dirt on it and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And, they'll be able to come back when they're older with their grandkids, and the tree will be massive, and say, hey, I helped plant that.
Right.
This is what it means. So just being able to see the next generation getting ready to take the torch, if you will, to me has been more meaningful than any celebrity band or flyover or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, and we live in such a patriotic area anyway. Walker County, the thing that I was really proud of is that, we had our 250 events and things like that, but every year on the 4th of July, there's small events in every little town.
Right.
And it's always so cool to go out and just kind of hang out with people and watch the fireworks and eat hot dogs and just celebrate, the freedoms that we have to even do that sort of thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
To see our little communities, and Cordova was one, Oakman was one over the weekend. They had their big 4th of July events, and it's always people turn out and just have a good time, and so it's really cool to see how Walker County comes together like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, like you said, it's there's actually an event at the courthouse tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to bring up, let people know.
So, we kind of think of July 4th as the day, the only day that anything happened. But back in 1776, there was actually other days. It was a long process. So,
and there wasn't any social media.
And there was no social media.
So things had to be, done over a time period,
right,
or found out about.
Because you give it to a guy on a horse and they take off, and a week later, then whoever gets it.
Because we just had Juneteenth in June, and that's celebrating, the last slaves being able finding out about things.
Right.
And it took a while.
It's like I remember in school talking about the War of 1812, and then the Battle of New Orleans was part of it that took place in 1814.
Right.
So anyway, yeah. So July 2nd, they actually voted for independence. John Adams thought July 2nd was going to be the big day with the fireworks and the parades and stuff. July 4th, they approved the language of the Declaration of Independence. And then on July 8th, after it had time to travel and go different places, July 8th is when the Declaration was actually read from courthouses all over the colonies. And so there's been a movement this year on July 8th at the same time.
Right.
For Alabama, it's going to be 5 o'clock our time. To have the Declaration read at courthouses across the country.
Yeah.
And so that's something that's going to happen. It's going to involve mayors from the area. Each is going to read a different part of it. And like I said, to me, the coolest thing about it is knowing that at the exact same time, this is something that's happening, all from Boston to Honolulu.
Right.
So
everywhere. That is really cool. And when I read it, I was thinking, July 8th, what? And I really did. And I had Googled to see what's the significance of July 8th and read exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad that too many times I feel like we just paint over history and we're like, July 4th, blah, that's it.
Right.
And so I think it's great for our kids, especially, to learn this is when this happened. This is when this happened. Like, and just find out these different things and become more knowledgeable about that sort of thing.
Right. Well, and I mean, understanding things in context
Right.
always makes them more meaningful.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to just a random thing that happened. Like understanding the when and the where and the why is always gives you a deeper understanding, I think.
So I guess you're planning on being there tomorrow then.
I'll be there.
5 p.m. Everybody come out and listen to the Declaration of Independence as read by the different mayors across Walker County. I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Now, if the mayors get in a tussle out there, my money's on Bubba Cagle.
Oh yeah,
because he's
100%.
he's the pro wrestler of the bunch.
I don't know though. I
Josh
think,
Gates can climb
I was
some
gonna
mountains.
say he's got the stamina.
Yeah,
for sure.
he can climb some mountains, but I'm going with Bubba. He's got.
Yeah. He'd get the quick knockout, I think.
And in pro wrestling, you are taught to fight dirty sometimes.
Right, right.
But no, I think it will be a really, really cool event. Now, another thing that I noticed that you've been doing a lot lately is when you're in, especially Jasper, but other towns too, I look for your food reviews almost. Because you post a lot when you go to lunch somewhere and things like that. And usually I totally agree with you. But yeah, I think that's a good thing for the community when you're in these places. I like to watch your Facebook feed, you know.
Well, I mean, every town has that restaurant that's been there forever that everybody loves. It's usually a meat and three plate, you know, or a barbecue joint.
Yeah.
And just, you know, when you go, the people who live there say, hey, you got to eat here.
Right.
And you always listen. Yeah.
And that's what I do even when we go on vacation somewhere. I don't like hitting the touristy spots. I like to ask somebody from the, even if we're in Orlando for Disney World, I'm like, hey, where do the real people eat at? You know?
Right. Where are the characters going when they get off?
Right. Yeah. And people are usually really happy to tell you, you know, what's their favorite and what to get and that sort of thing. My wife, she said I embarrass her every time we go somewhere new. I sit down and I say, okay, what are you guys known for? Like, what would you order if you're eating here? And the staff at places, they know better than you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they've usually tried it all.
Yeah.
You know, but last night I was watching that there's several different British YouTube channels that are nothing but them doing exactly what you said.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and it's so interesting because, you know, you're seeing the different places, you know, sometimes in Alabama, but, you know, seeing it, you're getting to see them through like a very different set of eyes.
Right. Yeah. I think I've seen a couple of those, and I know I saw an Australian one where the people were visiting the Frosty mug.
No kid.
Yeah. And they were talking
awesome.
about how good the food was. And I've been watching a lot with the World Cup going on.
Yes.
The people from other countries, like especially when they were here at Auburn, all they were talking about is the food in Alabama and how it was so good and like nothing they'd ever tasted before.
Right.
You know?
And you know, they seemed impressed with the stadiums.
Yeah, they did.
You know?
Yeah. And they didn't get any fights, which was great.
Right.
But
I was so sad when Scotland lost.
Yes, I thought they could make it a little while and just.
You know, I just wanted them to stay. Like I wanted more videos of the Tartan Army, you know, all over the country.
They were great. And is it Norway that does the rowing?
I think so.
Like the rowing chant, that was really cool.
Like Viking rowing thing. Yeah.
And they chant while I saw Jameis Winston was doing it with them the other day. And like Fox has hired Jameis Winston to be like somebody doing commentary.
Right.
And he's out in the crowd most of the time. And it's perfect. He was the perfect person to do it. But World Cup last night, I was hoping you'd come in and we'd be chanting USA.
I know.
They kind of let us down a little bit, but you know.
Well, you know, maybe I don't know. My thought was maybe, you know, drop a couple bombs on Brussels and just remind them that we're still best at the thing that matters.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And soccer's one of the sports where it's like you can't just look and say, okay, USA is going to dominate these smaller countries, like basketball.
Yes.
Like we know USA's winning the gold no matter what most of the time.
Right.
But with soccer, like I saw Cape Verde had a team in the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's wild. Where else would you see Cape Verde on a international global scale when it has to do with sports?
Right. Yeah. No. And it's You know, I think a good thing about it is that a lot more people have been exposed to a sport that previously they really didn't know much about. I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
You know, this is the first World Cup, and maybe it's age is part of it, but I've really enjoyed watching the games.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I've really gotten into them, and really, you know, us being better than we normally are helped.
That
but,
did help, yeah.
You know,
Soccer's been in our family for a while. My son
Mm-hmm.
was a big soccer player, and so I learned the game and did a lot of coaching when
Right.
him and the girls were growing up, and I really gained a big appreciation for it.
Right.
But I think the thing about us hosting the World Cup, I really appreciate the coverage, and I think it's teaching the generation behind us a lot about the nations of the world.
Yes.
And I feel like even our populace is learning about, you know, we really do and can get along with everybody. We should
Yeah.
be learning lessons from the World Cup.
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean, everybody's coming together, and you know, I mean, it's competitive, but
Yeah.
it's friendly.
Yeah.
You know,
Unless you get a few hooligans involved, but you know,
right.
nothing bad's happened yet.
right, right.
But yeah, I hated USA loss last night. Anything else going on before we go? You that you need to tell us about from Congressman Adderholt's office?
Yeah, we're hosting a grant workshop here in Jasper on Wednesday, so tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be busy.
That's a packed day for you.
Yeah.
What time is it? It's a free event, right, for anybody?
It's free.
Do they need to RSVP for some food?
We're having it at Jasper City Hall.
Right.
That room can hold about 95 people.
Okay.
We have at least that many RSVPs.
There you
so
go.
we're probably about at capacity, but
Yeah.
we are hoping down the road to make this a thing that we do in different parts of the district. But it's for nonprofits to come, and I think even a few municipalities are coming to learn, you know, how to find federal grants, how to apply for federal grants. And not just federal grants, but, you know, like foundation grants, like the Walker Area Community Foundation, the
Right.
Alabama Power Foundation, the Blue Cross Foundation. They're all going to have people there explaining their grant cycles and, you know, talking about what they want to invest in, what they're looking for, so that hopefully a lot of the folks in our community who are doing great things will, you know, be able to get the resources that they need to continue doing them.
Yeah, that's a great thing for the Congressman's office to offer. We do have so many different nonprofits here in Walker County, and they do so many good things.
Yes.
And it starts with the Community Foundation, and just the list just keeps going and going.
Absolutely.
But I think we're really blessed with the amount of nonprofit groups that we have, and the different. It's a wide spectrum of things that they work on too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I'm sure you get to work with them pretty closely.
No, it's been really eye-opening to see just how many there are, how knowledgeable they are, how passionate they are
Yeah.
about whatever cause they have, you know, taken to help with. I mean, just the brilliance of some of their solutions and just their dedication to what they're doing is it's inspiring. It's making the community way better. Better, frankly, than, you know, to me, you know, giving money to some of these nonprofits is probably a lot better investment than, you know, some of the things the government would do.
Right.
And so, you know, we love tax dollars coming back to the district. That's something the congressman's really passionate about. And like I said, seeing those dollars in the hands of people who are very passionate, very informed, as opposed to some of the other things that it could be spent on in the government, you know, I think is a very good thing.
Well, tell the congressman next time you see him. Thank you from everybody from Walker County.
Will do.
And for me personally, he's helping me in the middle of a personal issue too. And he's always. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle people are on. Congressman Adderholt always does his best to represent the people of his district.
Absolutely.
And we sure do appreciate that. And hopefully we can get him on sometime here live in studio, or maybe through Zoom, but maybe before football season, so we can talk a little football too with our politics.
There you go.
Well, Will, thanks for coming in and kind of sharing some of your experiences with the 250 events and the door's open anytime you want to come hang out.
Awesome.
I almost had Will on political coverage during the primary, but you were at an event for Congressman Adderall.
Right.
We didn't get to have those conversations, but we'll do that next time there's an election, I'm sure. Thank you for coming in. Guys, tomorrow we'll be back. I'm trying to think who I've got booked tomorrow. It's a busy week. I know coming up the rest of the week, tomorrow is going to be Nick Rizzo. He's the new executive director at the East Walker Chamber of Commerce. Thursday, I have Tyler Sims coming in with the Sims Foundation. And then Friday, I think I have a guest already booked, but I've got to make sure that he's confirmed before I announce it. So, but we'll be here the rest of the week. And thank you guys for listening. Until tomorrow, be kind and love, and we'll see you then on Live at Night with James Phillips on WJLX.